Capricorn, welcome to this reading. You might find it resonates more though if this is your moon or rising sign, but let's see. So we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So for some of you, this could be this person thinking, I have a lot of passion for you, but I'm trying to hold it back. I'm trying to be more grounded, more stable here. I'm trying to pace myself. Maybe they don't want to scare you away. Maybe they don't want you to think that this isn't serious for them. For others of you, they could be saying, I'm not sure if there is passion here. So don't panic yet, but let's see where this goes. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius as well. Which one? Okay. Oh my goodness, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. That double Sagittarius there. I think we're leaning more towards the message of divine timing or things unfolding naturally. So the first message that this person feels passion, lots of passion, two fire energies here. But with the Wheel of Fortune, they do not want to rush. Okay. They could also feel that there's a special reason you've met at the time that you have met at, if that makes sense. There could be a connection to Vikings here. Maybe Nordic culture, folklore, something like that. Tattoos as well. We have the High Priestess reversed. And we have the Four of Swords. Wow, some of you could be feeling like maybe things started in a passionate way and this person just disappeared. Or, it seemed like things were moving forward at quite a good pace and then they stopped. And how interesting, look at the position of this crow and then this one in shadow. It almost looks like it could be a replica. So, here we have movement and then this is a card, Four of Swords, of rest, of pause. And it's almost like this crow here is a ghost of this one. So maybe you feel they've ghosted you, maybe they just disappeared and you're saying, where on earth did this person go? I thought this was going very well, it was fun, it wasn't heavy, it didn't get serious, there were no problems. Let's see, what else is going on? What is this person thinking and feeling, please, Spirit? Okay, let's see. Okay, ooh, look at this, King of Pentacles in the reverse. Do you know, I'm getting a message that this has been interesting and fun and passionate, and they thought it was moving forward nicely as well. So nicely, in fact, that they maybe started to think about a commitment here, and there could be they could have taken a step back. Maybe there's a bit of, not panic, but, them thinking, I wasn't ready for this, I wasn't looking for this, I didn't expect this. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Do you see? Yeah, their feelings for you. And I don't just mean passion in like a physical way, but passion, enthusiasm for your connection. Maybe always wanting to see you, wanting to get to know you more, wanting to speak to you, all the time. It developed very quickly from a Knight of Wands into a King of Wands. And I think there's some resistance on their part. I think it's happening a little more quickly than they anticipated. Oh my gosh, yes, we have the Lovers. So we have Gemini here. I think you've blown this person away. They were not expecting this. Wow. And we have the Four of Wands. There you go. So if this is a situation in which it was going very well, moving forward nicely, suddenly they've, disappeared. Or you're finding it difficult to get through to them, or you feel like maybe they're just not responding to you as well. It's because they're reflecting on, the Four of Wands, which can be a commitment. It can be, if this is very early days, thinking about trying to make this official with you, but building a foundation here. And they're having to ask themselves, okay, hold on, what are my actual feelings here? Because I think they're much stronger than I was ready for, they're much stronger than I anticipated they were going to be. There's something about you that's making this person want to step up and be this King or Queen of Pentacles, wanting to think about building a relationship, building a home, family, future with you. And it's almost like they're naturally being pulled in that direction, and it feels good, it feels right. But their mind is telling them, surely it's too quick, surely I should be panicking, surely this isn't right, surely this isn't what I want. So they're not listening to their intuition here, which with the Lovers is telling them this is an incredible connection here. Yes, it maybe is a big decision to think about settling down so early on in the relationship, or maybe at a time when they decided that's not what they were looking for, but it feels right with the Lovers. Wheel of Fortune, very divinely guided. There's something very spiritual here, very unexpected, but it's like their ego is pushing back against that and trying to logically understand, how can this be? How is it that I'm having these feelings so soon? Right, okay. They could feel they have a big decision to make. Let's have more of a look at this. Let me get the other deck. The interesting thing is, I know of course I'm looking at their thoughts and feelings, but I'm not feeling your energy here at all. And I mean, that wasn't my focus, but it's I feel nothing of you here, and yet you're so present. So what I mean is, this person here is thinking very heavily about you. They are very attracted to you, to this connection. Like I said, they've got a lot of passion. If we think of passion being linked to the sacral and solar plexus chakras, that's about personal power. It's about growth. It's about establishing things, you know, and wanting to give birth to new things. They want to birth something committed here with you. So you're everywhere here, but at the same time, not. So I don't know if that's because, you know, things have gone silent, or if you're busy doing your own thing, living your own life, and you're not aware of how intensely this person is thinking about you, is focused on you, how strong their feelings are. I think they've pulled back in one respect or another. Even if you see them every day, face to face, in whatever situation, there's a part of themselves that they are now holding back because they're so deep in reflection here. So you've really left a mark on this person, you know, and even if it feels that this was something short-lived and you're confused as to why it ended, I don't think it has ended. Okay, let's go through. Ooh, the Devil. You see, there we go. So much attraction, so much passion. The Devil, although, you know, we know, yes, it can be toxic, it can be obsessive, it also talks about things that are very 3D based, things that are tangible, things connected to the root chakra. So you see how instantly this person's feeling like they can build a foundation with you, and from the beginning, it's like this just picked up. It was very hot, very intense. Maybe they were thinking about you non-stop here. We have Capricorn energy here. Temperance. Wow, 3 Sagittarius cards in a row. This person's trying to be calm. You know, look at these drops of blue, of water we have falling onto this flame here. They were getting very hot. Look at all the fire here. You know, they're trying to cool themselves down. It was all getting a bit quick. So that's definitely what's going on here. If I'm honest, these few drops of water aren't going to do anything to put this fire, this flame out, which is how I know, you know, I'm feeling it here. This is definitely not over, it's not done. It's almost like what's happening is this is a period for them to become acclimatized to these intense feelings. Page of Pentacles. Wow, some of them could already be imagining, you know, having children with you. If you have children or they have children or both of you have children, they could be thinking about already introducing you to their children, or wanting to meet yours, or wanting to, you know, bring your families together. Or if it's nothing to do with children, whether they exist already or children they're thinking about, there's something here they're wanting to offer, and they weren't expecting to offer anything. And we might think a page is quite a small offer, but I think this person wasn't even looking for anything earthy or tangible or stable at all. And maybe you weren't either. I do wonder for some of you, with this energy of you being almost elsewhere, doing something else, focusing on someone else. Someone else? Oh my goodness. What? I was going to say something else. Maybe you are focused on someone else. I was just about to say, I wonder for some of you, if this is someone you met in a casual context, maybe you shared a drink, you know, had a laugh, maybe you were out with people, you swapped numbers or something, and you kind of forgot about it or something, and maybe you are focused on someone else, someone you're actually, you know, more serious about, and you kind of don't realize that this person here is really, really, you know, almost quite obsessively thinking about you. Maybe they're thinking about coming forward and presenting something, offering something, inviting you out on a date or something. Okay, what's this Page of Pentacles, please? Okay, 9 of Cups reversed. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse and the 7 of Swords. For some of you, there could be like an ex on this person's side, like a mother or a father of their child or children, and this person's very difficult to deal with, and there could be nerves, you know, for your person here, thinking about, oh, how am I going to do this? If I bring someone new into my life, this other person from the past is going to kick off, and that's going to make things difficult. So I'm just seeing that here for some of you. I feel, yes, they're keeping it a secret how much they desire you, how much they feel that you actually almost a wish fulfilled, which has come out of nowhere. You know, they just weren't expecting this. Maybe they thought they were never going to find something like this, so they gave up. And of course, that's when it comes in. What is this Queen of Cups in reverse? Oh my goodness, the Lovers. Yeah, for some of you, this person has dealt with a very difficult romantic situation in the past, and I think they basically wrote off even trying to bother finding a good relationship moving forward. Or maybe they just thought, I'm going to have some time to myself, to heal, to do my own thing. But here this connection is, we have the Lovers twice in the same position. This is, I feel there's something about this that's pretty, you know, divinely timed here. This could be a much more significant connection than either of you were anticipating. I mean, soulmates, twin flame even. There's something healing about you and about this connection to this person here, and that's one of the reasons that they cannot stop thinking about you. It's almost like instantly you've connected with them emotionally or on a soul level. Yeah, something very healing here, very unexpected. Okay, Four of Swords, Four of Wands, please. Eight of Wands reversed, Hanged Man in reverse. So as soon as they have this perspective that they're looking for, you're going to hear from this person. They're going to probably reach out via a text, an email, you know, DM, something like that. Okay, tell us what this new perspective is that they're going to be coming out of this with, please. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, okay. Okay, this person's going to reach out to you. Do you know what's happening here? For the short term anyway, based on the current energy that I'm seeing, this person is going to think, it's logic, it's ego. They're going to decide, I cannot get carried away here. I need to slow this down. Although I'm feeling guided to make an offer, to think about commitment here, I'm not ready for that. I'm still healing. Ten of Swords in reverse on the back. So they are going to come back in. They're going to try and play it cool. They're going to try and keep it in this place of fun, of, you know, oh, we'll just see how it goes, take it one step at a time. So this is a heads up that if their words, their actions don't match what you're feeling, or sometimes they seem very intense, other times, you know, you're thinking maybe they're not interested, it's because they have this battle going on between their inner knowing, this feeling of intuition of this is very important, versus their ego. They're trying to control how this unfolds. So I think it's important to know this from the beginning, so you can maybe let this person know, you know, if you feel like they start messing you about, you know, you need to sort yourself out. I don't know what it is you're wanting here, but you're confusing me, or something like that. Or just to know that if they seem a bit erratic in their behavior, this is why. Everything in them is saying, it's unlikely, I didn't think this was going to happen, couldn't have predicted it, but here it is, go for it. You know, they feel like you are someone that you know, they don't want to miss out. They basically want a commitment here with you. They're thinking long term, or feeling it. If they would just go with that, this would all unfold very nicely, and maybe they still will, but I think in the short term they're going to push back against that, because it's almost, it feels too much for them. Maybe they feel like it's too good to be true. Maybe they feel like it's happening too soon after some previous difficulty or heartbreak. So yeah, just know this person might be a bit they're not coming forward in a stable, aligned, confident way just yet. So, you know, react to that how you feel is best for you. But I do see them coming back in. So I don't know, it could be, you know, give it some time, or maybe you can, knowing this, have a conversation with them and just say, these are the things I'm looking for right now. Does that align with you? You know, yes, great, no, okay, do you want, you know, should we give it some time or whatever, you know, just maybe just getting everything out in the open, that might be a good thing here, because I can see a lot of potential, and it would be a shame for this to get messy for no reason and confusing for no reason. Okay, so what else have we got here? Reach out. Okay, so if you've been thinking of reaching out, you know, this could be a sign, and maybe you've been wondering, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I haven't heard from them because they're not interested, but actually we know they're very interested, so reaching out could be a nice prompt. If you don't feel like it, then it could be that they're going to reach out, which I do see. I think they're going to need a little bit longer. I almost feel like that's fine with you. I feel for many of you, you're kind of focused on other things, or maybe even someone else. And you may be surprised as this situation develops to see, you know, what a good connection you have here with this person. Okay, so what else, please? We're all ears. So this was a message when I channeled it from Spirit, saying essentially, we are listening. So, you know, let us know if you want support, help, guidance, encouragement, signs, if you're manifesting. We have just friends. The future is unwritten. You see, that's exactly it. I think this person, at the very least, maybe even you as well, felt like this is just going to be some fun, or we're just going to be friends. And yet, you know, suddenly, in the very next moment, it feels like actually maybe that's not how this is going to stay. Maybe we're not going to be just friends. Maybe this is going to be something so much more. It almost feels like one of those stories you see where people are like, oh, we met, I don't know, we met on a night out when we were 20, or it doesn't matter the age, you know, and then, you know, within 2 weeks we'd moved in, and then within a month we were married, and now we have, you know, a family, whatever that family looks like to them, and we've been together for however many, you know, years, decades, and it's just one of those sort of rare things that most people would look at and think you're moving too fast, or this must just be an infatuation, but it's not. It's something much more. What else? We have active, we have empathetic, and we have unresolved father issues. Okay, yeah, there's something here around a parent, your person's parent, or they may be a parent with someone, and someone has some issues here. Maybe they're trying to co-parent with someone, and that is proving a bit problematic. This could be someone who's active, maybe they're just very busy in life, maybe they're kind of sporty, they're also empathetic as well, and I almost feel like some of you are kind of feeling uncomfortable with that. Maybe you haven't seen this side to this person, and you might even feel that they've been a bit callous with you, especially if suddenly they've gone cold, you know, or it seems like they have. I think this person feels very deeply, at the very least, when it comes to you, they do. They have in a relationship, so I'm not really seeing any suggestions of third parties here, or your person being sneaky and hiding a relationship from you. I think maybe this is more they can see themselves in a relationship with you. Also, I do, as I said, I think there's a difficult platonic relationship in their life, or like a familial relationship. Okay, let's get one more of these. Impulsive. Wow, yeah, you know, you may have felt that they were impulsive or unpredictable, but in positive ways. You know, when you first met, it might have been fun and exciting. I think, were used to lots of fast energy from this person. You felt like they didn't hold back. And now we're seeing a very different side to them, but we know why. Okay, so Spirit, what do you have to say about this connection? So this is the first card, Secret Admirer. See, look, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Absolutely, yes. With the Devil and Secret Admirer, they could be keeping an eye, of course, on you. If you have social media, they could be keeping an eye on your social media. They could be asking people about you. Maybe, you know, stalking you in person, I don't know, depending on if you live close by, work together, you know, that sort of thing, go to the same places. Okay, what else? Spirit, what is your take on this, please? Anything else here for my viewer to know? Anything else? You know, I think that's it. Oh, as I say that, we get 3. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we have passion. Yes, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. So we know there's been a lot of passion here. Okay, manifesting miracles, and we did have that message from Spirit saying, you know, we're listening, speak to us. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So if you too have been feeling that this could be something amazing with this person, you might find it, you know, almost miraculous that they feel the same, and how, you know, how easy this is coming together. I still feel the only risk is that it feels so smooth and easy, and there's so little resistance that one or both of you might overthink it, you know, in a very natural sense, and start to think this is too good to be true. That might create some resistance. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Exactly. Look, twin flames, your passion ignites. So for all of you, this of course isn't going to be a twin flame. So only take it if it resonates. Please don't let this scare you, freak you out, stress you out, put you off, whatever. But really, you know, twin flames or not, this, look, you know, we start with an admirer, we have passion, then it starts to feel a bit miraculous, a bit incredible, and then you realize we both feel the same. Wow, amazing. So yeah, this I think is something that started off as something fun, pleasant, enjoyable, passionate, and neither of you maybe were expecting to feel as strongly as you do for one another. And I still feel, you know, for a good proportion of you, this is someone you're not even really, you know, that aware of. You don't spend that much time thinking about them. So yeah, there we go. This feels like it's got a lot of potential. So I will leave this here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. Or, you know, gave you some insight if you're wondering what's going on with this person. I'm going to pack this away and we'll move into the next section. So if there's someone you've been dealing with for some time. Okay, so for those of you in connections that have been ongoing for some time, so someone you haven't just met, and there's maybe been a bit of a past, a bit of a history here, let's get into this and see what your person is currently thinking and feeling about the situation, connection, about you at this time. I've got to say for the first section that this is a timeless reading, so it's good for whenever you find it. Oh, I think this person has something they want to say to you, but they're nervous. They're almost worried. It's almost a feeling of, once I say this particular thing, there's no taking it back. So they could be worried that, you know, you might not like what you hear, or they could be worried that they're exposing themselves in a way they haven't before, or they're revealing some sort of truth here that once you know it, they can't hide it anymore. You know, like they can't play it cool once you know how they feel about you, or something like that. But let's see. Okay, Spirit, can you show me how is this person that my viewer is here for, that my viewer has in mind, thinking and feeling? What's this, the Queen or the King? It's the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, yeah, something here about communication. How is this person thinking and feeling about my viewer, about the situation, about this connection, please? Or 10 of Wands reversed. I wonder if there's been like a falling out or an argument or something. We have Judgment. So they feel that if you know, if something has ended here, or it feels like something has ended, they definitely want to bring it back to life. I think for some of you, they're literally thinking about calling you up. And I'm hearing the reason they would do this instead of messaging, this could be someone who normally messages you, is so that they can't back out. Oh yeah, look, see, the Ace of Swords, and that's exactly it. Look at this crow, it's impaled on this sword. So it's almost like, once I say this, there is no going back. This feels huge over here. There's something really big they want to reveal to you. We'll definitely see what that is. Yeah, look, High Priestess in reverse. This is all about communication. Knight of Swords in reverse. They are desperate to say this to you. I think there hasn't been communication, or honest communication, or relevant communication for some time here, and I actually think this is quite a specific message. I think maybe there's been a falling out, an argument. They feel like you're kind of cross with them at this time. Maybe you haven't spoken since there was, you know, a difficult exchange of words, and they feel that you're still holding on to that, or things haven't progressed beyond that. They could have spoken harshly to you, but I think there's too much fear here, too many nerves about coming forward for that to be the case, because they don't know how they're going to be received by you. Oh yes, on the back, that's what I wanted to show you. We have the Two of Cups. So the thing they want to say, it's not negative, it's not bad, it's probably something you want to hear, but for some reason for them, it's really bringing up a lot of fear. Maybe the situation around this connection isn't ideal, so they feel they're not just revealing themselves to you, that others would find out and they might be judged or something like that. It could be, maybe there's a professional connection, or you have a pre-existing relationship that they're not supposed to make romantic. So, teacher student, and obviously I'm thinking about, an older student, not like a child, of course, like a patient doctor sort of thing, I don't know, whatever it is. So it could be that. For others of you, this is just someone who does not talk about how they feel. Maybe they're used to being chased, maybe they're used to having superficial connections, and this is terrifying them. First of all, to acknowledge these feelings to themselves, which I see they have now done, but also to have to now own up to them, to tell you about them. The thing is, it's like they already have the sense, or they know that you know, that there's something more here, that they've been holding back. And I think that's what you're annoyed about. Queen of Swords in reverse. That's maybe what this potential falling out was about. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords in the reverse. Maybe you have given and given and given. You didn't receive much back, and you've been holding back since then, or you've just sort of released it since then. So in a way, there's not that much of a risk. You've already acknowledged that this is something more than just like a friendship or something casual, but still your person feels there is a risk involved. As in, it's not like they're going to reveal themselves and you're going to say, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't see you that way, or I just think of you as a casual acquaintance. That's not going to be what happens. We have a Six of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so, if there was this difficulty here, it might be that it never really got resolved or acknowledged by your person. Maybe they just snuck off, ghosted, disappeared, and now they're a bit nervous to come back because they feel that they should have done this way sooner, and they're worried that you're going to be very angry. Maybe it's too late, maybe you won't want to hear from them. For others of you, this is someone who maybe didn't realise what this connection was, or the value of it, or they were intimidated by it, or they just acted in a really disrespectful, foolish way in the past, and left, moved on, disregarded this and you, and now they want to come back. It's almost like, how do you come back to someone who you threw away in the past, who you treated really badly? That's how they're feeling, and how do you expect that person to welcome you with open arms? So remember, this is their perspective, their thoughts, their feelings. You might be feeling differently. You might be feeling like, we both made mistakes, if we have this really good conversation, if we're on the same page, we can move forward. Or you might be feeling like you don't have any harsh feelings and you would love to hear from this person. So however you're feeling, they feel that they've obviously done something that hasn't been very good, maybe several things, and they're nervous to come back towards you. But the thing is, all they can think about is saying something to you, is reaching out to you, is trying to revive this. They may almost feel like, how much hope is there really here? With the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, Judgment. Have you called judgment? Have you already walked away? And I'm noticing the only cards we have upright are Judgment and the Ace of Swords. So in your person's mind, the only way, the singular way to bring this back to life is that they have to speak. They have to say something to you. They have to reveal themselves to you. It's the only way. Nothing else is going to do it at this point. Okay, wow. Okay, let's switch deck and see what else. Woo! So, yeah, there seems to be something that's happened here, at least in your person's mind, and they are still thinking about it, whether it happened yesterday, last week, a month ago, year ago, 5 years ago. In fact, I think they're thinking about it more than when it first happened. And if it's not that they have done something, or there was like an actual moment of difficulty and awkwardness or an argument, it could just be that over and over and over there was an opportunity for them to respond to you being open, or to be more honest, or share something with you, and they kept holding back, and you've sort of become tired of that in their mind. I almost did like a West Country accent there. I don't know if some of you are in the West Country or if that's, you know, relevant to someone. But yeah, but the holding back could be a thing as well here, that they're saying, you know, it really went on too long and now I'm nervous to speak my truth, because I don't know, you know, you created an energy, environment, situation in the past over and over and over, in which it was very obvious to this person that you were going to be compassionate and responsive and receptive. They don't know now. I don't know if you've stopped reaching out, or if your energy has changed, your attitude has changed, how you engage with them has changed. Maybe you just don't deal with them at all anymore. So now they're not sure. It's almost like they're kicking themselves and saying, this could have been so much easier. Why did I wait so long? Yeah, the Hanged Man, exactly. They feel like they kept you waiting for too long, and they're wondering if your perspective on this has shifted now, if you see them differently. Maybe you feel differently about them. That's what they're worried about. Yep, Ace of Pentacles. So they want an opportunity with you now. Look, Three of Swords in reverse. It's almost like they want to offer you something as well that can try and make up for any pain, confusion. There's something here that's so unresolved. We have the Tens, we have the Three of Swords in reverse, we have this High Priestess. So something happened that was painful. Maybe you expressed this, maybe it's just something you both knew. That wasn't great. And I think they just sort of didn't say anything, or actively moved, disappeared, left. Maybe they thought you were going to chase them or something and you just didn't. And it's clear, you know, it's clear to me that you're not going to. I do not think you're going to reach out to this person. And you're not playing games. I think you're just done, you know, unless you hear something from them. The Lovers in reverse. Wow. No wonder they want to resurrect this. This could be a twin flame. It could be a high vibrational soulmate. There's a Gemini energy here, also Pisces. But this person feels maybe they chose something here and they chose wrong. Wow. Okay, yeah, they want to come back in. In reverse, these birds are flying back in towards you. I don't know if you came from the first section or not, but we have the Lovers in this exact position here. And also it was revealed that that connection looks pretty serious as well, as in it could be a twin flame or soulmate. So if you didn't watch it, you might find some messages in there as well. But yeah, your person chose something and they chose wrong. Even if they chose to say, you know, I'm not dealing with this, I haven't got time, I haven't got the energy, or I don't know what to say. Instead of saying I don't know what to say, you know, they just disappeared, and now they're saying I really shouldn't have done that. If they chose something else or someone else, for some of you, as I was shuffling, I saw the Ten of Pentacles, I'm seeing the Empress now. Some of you, they could even have left you or an opportunity with you and made a family or started a family with someone else, and now they're saying that was a mistake. Yeah, okay, we have Taurus and Virgo here. Even if there is someone else that they are with, whether it's someone they met since meeting you, someone they were always with, and maybe they chose to stay with that person instead of leaving to be with you, regardless, they watch you. Even within this other situation and commitment, they're watching you, they're interested in you. Okay, so let's have a look. Ace of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse. They cannot get a read on you, is what I'm seeing here, in relation to them and how you feel about them and what your opinion of them is, and if you have any hopes to hear from them again or not. They have no idea. So if you have made it very clear to your person that you want to hear from them, like let's say you reached out to them recently and you haven't heard anything back yet, I feel that, okay, so they know you want to hear from them, but the nerves around this would be, they kind of feel that at this stage they have to show up being completely authentic, completely honest, and maybe you sent a message suggesting, you know, that you want to know what their true thoughts and feelings are or something like that. But there is some nerves around communication, and I'm hearing I can't do this anymore. And I think, you know, do like mess you around, wear a mask, like I can't continue with that sort of behavior anymore. I have to communicate in a way that I just don't normally, that I never have. Okay, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords reversed. This could be someone who's used to other people manipulating them. They could have grown up in a manipulative household, so they picked it up young. They're used to manipulating people, and they have this fear that if someone knows how they feel, they will use those feelings against them. And look, I think you know all this and you were very patient, but how long, can you keep giving of yourself and getting nothing back? And in some cases, for some of you, it's not just getting nothing back. You were treated very badly by this person. Okay, so let's see. Oh, look at that. You see, Eight of Wands, they will do it. They will reach out. So something over the internet, maybe phone call, that sort of thing, text message, not necessarily face to face, but they will do it. And I don't want to keep going on about, the first section because that's annoying, but we did get the Eight of Wands in this position as well, in case you're interested. So they may reach out and invite you to meet up. Something casual here. Could involve drinks. Maybe they're going to message you when they've had a drink. Hopefully they're not completely drunk because that's a bit distasteful. But maybe just a drink to sort of relax themselves. But yeah, I'm seeing them going for it, reaching out. Really, it's like they're preparing to die here, or to die on their sword, to die on their words. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think these concerns are necessary. But there's no doubt they have some sort of explaining to do, or an apology to make, or just something to reveal here for sure. Okay, so let's have a look at their messages to you at this time. What is on their mind? I mean, clearly they want to speak, so what is it you want to say? What do you want to say to my viewer, please? Yeah, I'm still haunted by my actions, definitely. We have, maybe we're just too different. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. Okay, now these two cards are from two separate decks, talking about their remorse or regret over how they treated you, definitely replaying interactions you had in the past. And in the middle of this is maybe we're just too different. So that could have been an excuse that they used. It could have been something they just told themselves to validate or justify some behavior here that wasn't really appropriate, and maybe they knew at the time they weren't being very nice, or they weren't being careful with your feelings. I can't handle your words right now. They're very, very nervous about how you are going to respond, what you're going to say. You might also be someone who you can be quite cutting with words, and maybe they didn't see this side of you for a long time because they saw all of your compassion, and maybe it took you getting to a point where you said enough, and then they got a glimpse of that side of you, and maybe they didn't think it existed. Maybe they took your kindness for granted, and now they're nervous about that side of you. I'm still trying to find myself. Yes, I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to, and I do not think that is just once. For those of you who have an online presence in any capacity, I think they regularly check in. I'm sorry I held myself back with you. Yeah, definitely. And we have, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. Wow. I don't know if I can handle your words. I don't know if I can meet your expectations. So much fear. I think it's, it's unnecessary anxiety, but they clearly hold you in high regard. Obviously they didn't show you that in the past and they regret that now. But it's almost like, am I enough? Can I be enough? Can anything I say now be enough to make up for what's happened? Especially if there is another family involved. Because that's not something you can't apologize away a family. That's something that now will have to be taken into consideration if you both move forward together. But maybe it's not a family, maybe it's work, a career, maybe they moved, and now that's something, distance is something you've got to factor in here. Or maybe it's like their ancestral family and they chose them over you, and it was really traumatizing for you, or something like that. Okay, so let's get some final words from Spirit. Okay, Spirit, what is your take here? What do you want to say, please, about this? I'm hearing for some of you, they may have told you they were going to, separate, leave a partner, and they just didn't. And maybe you waited, maybe you invested time. Okay. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. So this is almost Spirit saying, you know, things have been divinely guided, things have happened for a reason. Please don't beat yourself up. You know, don't tell yourself, oh, I shouldn't have done this or I should have done that. Everything is helpful here. And maybe, you know, it might help you in terms of if you feel you need to forgive in this situation, forgiving some things your person has done, looking at this from the perspective of, okay, whatever we've been through, maybe it strengthened our connection, maybe we understand each other better now. When you come together and have this communication, you might realize there's so much more maturity or whatever. You know, it's about, I suppose, taking a step back and trying not to judge what has happened, but seeing what you can learn from it, how you can adapt. Okay. Beware of what you are projecting. Yes, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So I think Spirit's encouraging, you know, kindness here to one another and to yourselves as well. Yeah, a lack of judgment. You know, we can judge situations sometimes and say, oh, it's ruined now, or if this hadn't have happened, or if this had have happened, but if it was sooner, or if it happened then, or, you know, it's just depressing. So I think Spirit's saying, you know, a way out of that downward spiral is to take a step back, try to be a bit more maybe detached, maybe look at this from like more of a philosophical perspective. Obviously you don't have to stay in that space, but dipping in and out of that perspective might help. Okay, we have a new beginning. Yes, this is what your person wants. This is what they're coming in for. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So Spirit is saying, I'm not seeing any fear, any warning of this being toxic or anything like that. So if there is a chance for a new beginning and you both want it, go for it. And then we have wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So we don't